Ordinarily, when I sit this close to an attorney, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Me too.
Or I'm trying to get out of a lot of trouble. Now, when the term "a lot of trouble" comes up for me, this is what I see in the dictionary if there was a picture.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm here with Lee, with Marty and Tony, and we are here at the... whose shop is this, by the way?
This is my daughter and Lee Nelson,
Yeah,
their shop.
yeah,
Shannon Moro.
yeah. Nice shop.
Thank you.
I like it. And I love that it's just like you could drive right by it and you have no idea how many really cool things are inside it, Lee. I'm here today to talk about this 26 car because it's a gorgeous piece. I don't have to tell you guys that. It's beautifully turned out. I also want to talk about the guy who's got his banner hanging up there that's sitting here in the white shirt. And old Rocky Marciano over here. A bit of a chat about him as well.
Stone Cold.
That's why you keep him close to get you out of all the troubles, what I can think,
Hey,
Tony.
I don't look for trouble. It comes to me sometimes.
You're a trouble magnet. We all know that.
No, we know a trouble magnet. I'm just not afraid to.
Moving right along. So we're in your shop here. I got to say, I saw your car for the first time the other night, consciously, at Dubuque. And you had Scott Boguski driving the car. What a gorgeous piece of equipment that is. How did you guys come about with this partnership to build a car?
Well, it started over a few drinks at Cam's Bar.
As all good ideas start.
Exactly.
Yep.
Proud
Exactly.
sponsor.
Yep.
Where am I looking? Just inside here?
It's on the other side.
I better do that. Okay, on the other side.
Yep.
Oh, geez, you...
It's on the side of the.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I was wondering what that was. I thought it was a plumbing supply, but no, apparently, well, it kind of is in some way. So you're having a few beers.
Yeah, and this was something that Marty never owned his own car, and
Yeah,
but it helped quite a few, and he
Yeah.
kind of thought that'd be fun to put a thing together and go out and win some races. And
has it been a fun thing to do, Marty?
It has. I mean, we had a very charmed season last year. So the first night out, we had a fuel interruption problem where we had a line cap stuck in the pickup line of the fuel cell. And couldn't get the motor to run. Lee felt really horrible. But we got that fixed. We went out and won our next feature and ended up winning 2 features and won the championship.
Going back to the first feature, it wasn't a dry eye in our pit.
Oh, really?
That was one of the most special things that I've ever.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it was
Who was wheeling it for you then?
Jonathan Cornell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did a great job for
Yeah.
All year.
our group. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But this is just a good group of people that Marty, it was something he wanted to do, and
Yeah.
we all have bucket lists, so we try and click them off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a fair bit of history between all three of you guys on the track and off the track and all that sort of stuff. So collectively, wow, the stories that you three of you with your own experiences could tell in this sport, Lee, like you all go back a long way, considering your tender age.
yeah,
You like what I did there, Lee? I know you're going to agree with that.
No, they're tender age.
I'm the youngest of the three, so
Yeah.
Not by much.
not by much.
So you got a pretty famous cousin as well. Like, most of us, when you say who your cousin are, we go, even in Australia, we go, ooh. Who's that guy?
He's just Rocky Hodges.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. 8H, got a race. I mean, that's just, one of many of them, but that's the way a lot of us in Australia
I think
remember
he
him.
drove for everybody once.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
He was sometimes the toughest guy to get along with.
Yeah. So your passion for racing, you're an Iowa boy, born and bred. You just spent a little bit of time out of Iowa in Wisconsin, as they tend to tell me it said. And that's where you discovered a real passion for midget racing, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So Angel Park and Badger stuff, BMRA stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we did some national, not national racing as well with USAC and
Yep.
Power Eye and
Yeah, wow.
before the young kids onslaught. Now
Yeah.
you're old, 17.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just crazy. And we saw a young kid the other night that chased Randall. Did a bit of a number on you guys the other night.
Yeah, we didn't appreciate that.
Well, kids have got no respect, Marty. That's basically what it comes back to.
Well, you know what? He's never been in the hospital. He's never woke up a week later saying, what fucking day is it?
I always say that with these young kids, there's two things that they got in their favour: no mortgage and no fear. And that often helps.
We're running those kind of kids, though. It's
Well, fucking Keith Coons is running those 12-year-olds in micros now. You know, bringing them up out of micros.
Yep.
He's got like micro
Yeah.
team.
He's a champion breeding farm. Is what he is.
Yeah.
What he is.
He's pretty good at what he does.
So you obviously spend some time in the midget, and you still have a passion for that, including still sponsoring guys like I think Chad. You said that races for you as well.
Bill Ecker is probably the main guy my buddy that owns probably 3 midgets, and he's won 4 features this year, Badger features,
Yep.
and is actually the godfather of my son.
Okay. He does have a very
championships.
attorney way about him, doesn't he? I'd be terrified if I was on the other side. He's like looks like Phil Donahue a little bit, but it looks like he'd just tear you apart with
and
it.
he absorbs everything.
That's what I'm noticing he's
yeah.
doing, right? That's exactly what I'm noticing he's doing.
Yeah.
And he will hold it against you.
What is it? How does that go? Will be held against you in a court of law. I've seen enough TV shows to know how that one.
Anything you say.
Yeah. Damn it! Now I'm starting to feel. I'm starting to sweat.
That's the Miranda. The Miranda
Oh, that's what it's called. That's right.
came out of the U.S.
Thank God for
Miranda.
TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it wasn't for the Rockford Files, I wouldn't know this kind of stuff. I always tease Randy Garner. Hey, when are you going to introduce me to James
I
Garner?
saw him last night.
Yeah.
Or you guys were talking about something about going to the ranch and
Yeah.
after Clint's interview.
Oh, I only know 3 Garners. There's Clint, Randy, and James. I just haven't met James yet, so
James did have a brother, Brett. You're on the right.
he'd have to be
No,
a
that
race
was
car
Maverick.
guy.
No, that was Brett. That was Maverick's brother. Never mind.
So a lot of people tell me about your generosity, and down there is a helmet from Shane Stewart, one of all of our great friends. I notice you only really get involved with quality people, Marty. What do you see in someone when you support them?
Well, I've always been very particular about that. I don't support people that get mad and throw their shit when they come in and off the track and bitch at the. Most of the time, the people that are helping them are volunteers, and I'm not going to support somebody that abuses anybody, but particularly volunteers.
Yep.
And then I won't sponsor anybody that drags their girlfriend around by the hair. That kind of a deal. I don't support anybody that doesn't have time for all the kids that show up in the pits and want their autograph. So just good people.
So how do you research that, or is it just what you see?
That's what I see.
It's pretty amazing the quality of people that he's got around him. All
Well,
his
except for you
friends.
two.
We're exceptions, but he has no choice. He wants to race.
Although after last night's,
Yeah. We're not sure if we had jobs today.
might have to hire two.
Hey, and I'm putting this on leave.
Wow.
His friends,
No, I'm
from
kidding.
business friends to
Yeah.
personal friends to race friends, you won't find a person with more quality friends. It's amazing what he's put together.
Well, isn't that, though? That's not surprising, Tony, because good people attract good people.
Absolutely.
And the other people attract the other people. So you reap what you sow.
Right.
Wait a
And
minute, you're
Lee-
friends with McCarl?
Did you have to bring that up? Did you have to bring that up?
What kind of person does that make you, Wade?
Friendly? Jeez, thanks, Lee. Let's go back to Marty for a second.
I'm guessing this might be highly edited before it's over.
Oh, hell no, it's not going to be edited. I haven't got the time to edit it. So just so you know. So how's it all working out, this 3-man operation, this Tres Hombres, 3 Amigos thing?
Yeah. It's grueling, but it's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
we go to the racetrack. Last night we had a tough night. We were in good spirits. We took our lumps. We went on. We're doing this we have a purpose in this,
Yeah.
And Lee and I were on the way to the races last night, driving in the truck, just the 2 of us, and we were talking about it. And I said, we were talking about Marty, and I said, what about that guy? Here's the deal. He's got 4 different families, the way I see it.
Yep.
He's got a family of people that you'll unbelievably, that are still connected after high school and college, okay? In
Yep.
the early years. He's got his own real honest goodness family,
Yep.
his wife and kids.
Yeah.
And then he's got this huge family,
Uh-huh.
monstrous family, that's his racing friends. And it just spreads throughout. And all these people all come together, and you know, Marty's health is tough right now, and we're all kind of pitching in, and you know, I mean, I looked at it as his bucket list to go out and
Yeah.
own his own race car for once in his life.
Yeah.
And we went out there and we did everything we could do to make that happen. And let it be known, Lee Nelson is the kingpin of this whole thing. He's the guy that got everybody organized and put everybody in the right places, and we all just couldn't be happier to be a part of something, you know?
It must be nice to go past the 2M car occasionally. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Although
Hey,
I did
gotta-
see your name on that car as well.
It is, absolutely, yeah.
That's a fun little rival, though. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no animosity at all between the teams. That's a great bunch of guys. The 2M deal too. So yeah, it's fun to race them, fun to work with them, and
I noticed last night, just accidentally, I was just watching what was going on, and I watched Davey Heskin's grandpa walk back as they push that car. It seems to be a ritual. They push that car back to take it to the lineup, and he just leans over and just gives him a little fist bump. And that is truly what our sport, that is the beauty of our sport, Marty.
Yeah, that's another quality thing. I mean, I've known Davey for a long time and never given him any money, but he's another guy that I would put up in that very worthy of, you know, support.
So tell me about the Casey's vouchers or the Casey's cards, because several people have told me, Marty, that you do this without any fanfare and you're not a big fan of people knowing about it, but you've helped a lot of teams that come to the track.
Yeah, although that's a joint, well,
Okay.
actually, 3-legged partnership with Casey's
Yep.
and Knoxville. So I'm not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
The other, you know, Knoxville, I think at least when it started out, really didn't want anybody knowing about it. Maybe still don't.
Oops.
And then Casey's, they'd rather give away pizzas. So
Yep.
so they were going to discontinue it, but it's like, well, wait a minute, it's self-funding.
Mm-hmm.
You get fucking Casey's cards, you know,
Yep.
and it's the only place you can spend them is at Casey's.
Yep. Yeah.
But anyway, when you walk into Casey's, you're going to spend more than just what's on the card.
Every time.
Anyway, so it really kind of started out. John McCoy said that because before I was doing a Badger thing. I started it with Tony out at. Tony was promoting sprint cars, trying to get them back in Des Moines, and so I did a cash draw thing where one driver, a kid, we pick a kid out of a crowd, and would draw one driver's name, or no, the places that driver finished.
Place, whichever place they finished, that
Yep.
was where.
And
Yep.
I would throw $100 in, with the idea being I didn't want to pay the guy that won
Yep.
because he already got enough.
Yeah.
So that was called the Howard Law Cash Draw.
Yep, that's what we called it.
And
That's a
then
cool name.
when I went to start helping Knoxville, I was helping the 360s. I was helping 2 or 3 guys. And McCoy said, well, really the guys that need the money are the 410 guys. So I think I did the Howard Law Cash Draw for the 360s for a couple of years.
Yep.
And then did the cash draw thing, and I think it's grown. I think the amount of money, I can't remember, what is it, 37, 38, 39 cents a mile,
Wow.
which isn't nowhere near what it was before our current leader's brilliant, economic policies. But anyway, and then. So yeah, it's kind of, and then I also help. There's a very little known. If you don't do something on these guys, you should. There's a guy by the name of Alan Dehigh. Do you know
Uh-huh.
him? Anyway, he started a 360 booster club,
Yep.
and over time, that thing has added, I don't know, thousands and thousands of dollars to the 360 point fund. And it actually, I think, if the 360 main last night paid $2,000, 250 of it came from the booster club.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
yeah. So Alan's did a good job. So he wrote me in. He's a pretty good salesman.
Yep.
We were down in Daytona a year or two ago. So
Having a Jaeger bomb, I would imagine.
well,
Alright.
I've never succumbed to Alan's Jaegerness, but anyway. So I think that deal is what, $3,000, $3,000 a year for 3-year commitment, so $9,000 over time, and then Rick Rankin actually splits that with me. You know, Rick,
Yeah.
through his 4 seasons one.
Why do you do it? Why do you support this sport?
I don't know, just it's given me a lot of enjoyment over time.
It does give back a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I've been to a lot of cup races and just watched the Formula One race today. I love a lot of different auto racing, but just I always thought it was cool when I was a little kid. In fact, still get broken up about. You can hang out with your heroes after the races.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's a pretty special sport. You can do that. You know.
Absolutely. You can't just roll
Unless
down.
your hero was Sammy Swindell, but nobody's was.
Or Terry McCullough.
Gee, do we have to keep going there?
Hey, you started.
I did not start it on the microphone. Jeez. Hey,
Have you got your shorts back yet?
I've got one phone call to make, but he's already here, so I don't have to call my attorney. I'll just talk to you now, okay? Wow. It's the old ask not what your country can do for you, this sport. It is really what you can do for your sport, not the other way around,
And,
right?
You know, it's pretty easy to get involved. I mean, you can go up and buy somebody a jug of fuel.
Yep.
Or, whatever. I started out, I bought a guy or give a guy a couple $100, and he tore the shit out of his race car.
Well, I think people think you've got to spend $10,000 to make a difference. Fans in the stands don't realise you could buy a right rear tyre if you can find one.
Yeah.
Or like you said, a churn of fuel, or even a packet of tear-offs. Right? You can start small.
Anything.
And you know what? There's 1,000 fans that are sponsors because they just buy a T-shirt. Because it,
Just don't realize it. Or even just attending the races, frankly.
yeah,
Buying, food and drink and beer. Because I'm not a big fan of and I love the convenience of watching races on computer, but there's no way that promoters can continue to
yep,
put on the show for a fraction of a dollar.
yeah,
And replace that revenue of, you look at Knoxville, on Saturday night, how many people were there last time? I was there, wasn't there, I watched.
yeah, yep, yep.
You can't continue to do that.
No.
Not without real meaningful revenue sharing.
Well, and what you've got to hope for is that people will see it and go, "I've got to go and do that," and then they go and do
different
it.
experience.
It will
Yeah,
never
it's
replace the
really-
live
no,
experience,
I
will
agree,
it?
yeah.
The smell, the noise.
Exactly. Yep.
But, unless you're into it for the experience of seeing friends that you see once
Yep.
a year,
Yep.
the Nationals, Eldora, the Pennsylvania big races, you can take the money you'd spend on, dragging your camper and beer and whatever, and
Yeah.
have a hell of a lot better time,
You can watch Disneyland on TV. It ain't the same, is it? It's never going to feel like that roller coaster.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
once you've been to Disneyland 30 times, it ain't the same either.
Yeah,
Other than the camaraderie.
Are there any similarities between a courtroom situation and the high pressure of sprint car competition?
Well, I didn't do a lot of courtroom stuff, but I did a lot of transactional work. So the same thing,
Yep.
getting deals done. I mean, the pressure's pressure, I guess I didn't have to worry about getting killed. Or seriously hurt or maimed. So I didn't have the physical.
Pitts gets a little dangerous sometimes.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah.
So attention to detail, that'd be one effect. That would be one
certainly.
factor, right?
Attention to detail, winning. You don't keep your job for very long if you don't win.
Yeah.
You saying something?
Well, I really wasn't thinking about that, but
Now that you bring it up, well, you're the one that just said it. Remember that whole you can choose not to say anything, right? What you say will be used against you.
Marty and I have been good friends a long time, and he knows I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut.
He's pretty stubborn too.
Do you love this as much as you ever did?
Oh, I'd say so for sure. I'm not in a condition to be able to be around it. I could never do a lot of stuff, but I mean, I can't change gears. I can't do anything around the race car. I mean, I'm getting to a point where I can't hardly go watch them. You know, so, but yeah, it hasn't eliminated any passion.
Yeah, good.
I think it's brought a lot of passion out of all three of us because it's just the camaraderie we have, as competitive as we are helps.
Winning does that
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? We had a magical year last night. We had what did we do? We've been a shock.
Bumper bolt.
And broke a bumper bolt all year long. I mean, we didn't cut a tire. We didn't, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that first night, I mean, it was a magical year. So
I'm glad I got to catch up with you because I've often seen that name and the scales of justice up there. I'm guessing that's what it is with the sprint car far outweighing. I'm sure that's what the budget is, right? Where the sprint car just drops the scale right down to the bottom. It's all the money that you tip into it. But I know, you know, so many people that you support, and a lot of people that people don't realise that he supports as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's a silent hero, you know, to all of us. You know, he's been there. He's helped my son for many years. One thing we talked about too is, over all the years, our best friends in life, our lifelong best friends, every darn one of them, seems like it's revolved around racing in one time or another in our lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of us just stayed connected, you know.
Yeah.
And we kind of fit right into Marty's profile, where all of his friends, you know, they're so loyal to him. We just had our race at Dubuque that we just ran. There were people from all over the country came in to be there to support him and his team for that particular night. And they all had a great time. We had a good run. You know, we ended up third, but, you know, I mean, we'd love to have won, but we all left there still smiling and, you know, having a good time. And last night we struggled. You know, we got behind the 8 ball right off the bat.
Yeah.
We were still smiling at the end of the day, you know, because it's a purpose. It's a thing that we're doing because we want to do it. It's not. We don't feel like, oh gosh, we have to go racing tonight and it's going to be hot or anything.
Yeah.
We go there because we want to be there and we want to support. And it, whether he wants to admit it or not, it's about 99% about Marty Howard.
yeah,
This is what this is about.
but that's only because that's what these guys have made it into.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Shut up, attorney.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, overruled. Hey, I made a legal term. Woohoo, look at me go. Look, I'm learning, right?
Absolutely.
Sustained. That's the other one. I watched LA Law a long time ago. I know how this stuff rolls.
And if he hasn't put together the best bunch of people in his life,
Yeah.
he absolutely, without a doubt, is the smartest man I've ever met in my life.
Definitely.
Wow, jeez.
Like,
Listen,
yeah.
jeez. Are you blushing or what?
Listen, during COVID,
The paid endorsement comes in.
They need some more tires.
we during COVID we'd meet up at a guy's little man cave, you know, so we could all be safe from the dreaded disease, you know, and by chance, you know, we'd all kind of swing over there late in the afternoon, and Jeopardy was on. And like,
Oh.
I would be so happy if I knew one answer during a whole show. I mean, there's a lot of us that were in that boat, you know, and the one question after another, there's Marty, boom, 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 just goes right through and tells us what the answer is. He's like, what the heck? I mean,
How long have you known these two?
Let's see. I've known Lee longer. When did you get divorced from Val? Kind of measure it by divorces.
Did you do these divorce
I
lawyers?
did not, but I gave him some advice. But what was that?
And he still holds it against me. I didn't listen to him.
I was at the Chili Bowl and I got a call from his cousin saying, "Hey, Lee got served. What was that? At least 10 years ago."
That was 2008, 7 or 8.
It's really nice that this has come up for you in this interview too. What I was going to say is, how long? Yes, roughly.
Well, 15 years for Lee, and then probably how long, Tony?
Probably 5 or 6, I
Yeah,
suppose. you
when
know.
he got involved. Well, I got involved with Tony when he was at the racetrack.
Yeah, one at Des Moines.
So the reason I'm making this Jeopardy thing, this comparison, is because he's been around, he's been in Jeopardy for several years, so no wonder he's good at the freaking game show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say thank you to you, Marty, because I want to come out and meet you and say thank you for what you do for our sport. I know you're uncomfortable with it, but I don't care. So do as you're told. I'm always, look at me telling a lawyer what to
Let me
say.
tell you what. We didn't tell him why we were coming here.
Yeah, good.
My daughter Shannon,
Yeah.
he calls her the den mother because she just rushes around and helps everybody with
Yep.
everything and feeds us and
Yep.
gives us drinks and stuff. But she got hold of his wife and said, just tell Marty the den mother wants to see him at 11 o'clock today.
So you just hold your ass over here. You're like, you
Yeah.
knew what to do.
And he really probably didn't want to do that, but we didn't tell him what was going on. We just told him that it was.
Yeah,
But
too bad.
You know what? He needs recognition because
Uh-huh.
he's done so much for our sport, and he needs to know that how much we all appreciate it, and that's very important to all of us.
Absolutely. Do you do international speeding tickets? Just asking for a friend. Jesus, Marty. This interview's not going on. You told me he was going to get me off. That's why.
I tell you right now, if your
get
accent
what you
can't
pay
get it
for.
done,
Damn it. You have to get all sensible now. It's good to meet you, Marty.
Good to meet you.
Appreciate you lunatics. You know what?
come by.
Racing friends are the family we choose for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard you say you were going to go back to Australia and go to KISS
Yeah.
with your boys and then come
Yeah.
back over here.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, I'm an idiot, aren't I?
Before nationals?
Yeah, after nationals. I'm not completely stupid. I just look like I am.
After the late, or before the late model nationals.